Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about reading a dialogue. So a dialogue is one of the reading tasks that you'll be asked to do on the OSSLT. It's really all about these things. A lot of times you'll find that in this selection it's about punctuation. So they'll ask you about certain conventions and why they're used, and I'll show you the example. The other big thing, and probably the most important thing, is that this selection is all about inferences. Now, inferences are about reading between the lines. So unlike an information paragraph, there's no explicit topic sentence in this reading. You need to figure out what the author is saying based on what happens with the characters in this fictional passage. And you'll need to back up whatever inferences you make with evidence from the task. Okay, so what can you do? When reading a dialogue, you probably want to read the questions first. And remember that going into it, many things are going to be implied rather than stated outright. So you're probably not going to find a sentence that says, Mr. Jones feels angry with Mrs. Jones. You're going to have to sort of figure it out by what Mr. Jones says. And this is where they might ask about grammar or writing conventions. So what I've got here is the reading selection, and here are the questions related to it. Now, what you're looking at, what your question booklet will look like, I will show you once we write up the answer how it might look slightly different in the answer booklet. So you don't need to know this right now, but there's a question booklet and an answer booklet, and all your answers go in the answer booklet. Okay. The multiple choice questions for the reading passage are asking me, from where are Bu and Hong getting their information? Okay, so I need to find out like where their information is from. They're saying a tablet, the internet, newspaper, senior center. They're also asking, what is the meaning of cognitive as used in paragraph 3? So when I get to paragraph 3, I need to pay attention to that. What does the break between paragraphs 8 and 9 indicate? So there's a break in paragraphs, okay? According to the selection, which example would best support the headline, use it or lose it, found in paragraph 2? Okay, so I'm going to have to pay attention to the headline, use it or lose it, because it's going to ask me what it's referring to, okay? And what is the purpose of the single quotation marks in paragraph 12? See, so this is the sort of example of the grammar usage that they're going to ask me about in this reading. Also, I want you to note here that there are open response questions. We're only going to answer one. But it says here, explain how Bu is a supportive granddaughter. Use specific details from the selection to support your answer. So just by glancing at this, I know that I need to look for details about how she is a supportive granddaughter. All right, so here are some of the things that you can expect in a multiple choice question selection for a dialogue reading. You're going to have to be able to do definitions in context, comprehension of writing conventions and punctuation, as well as understanding what the overall reading is. So if we look at these questions here, they're asking you where you're getting the information from. So this is a comprehension question. It's asking if you understand the reading, okay? From where are Bu and Hong getting their information? 2, what is the meaning of cognitive as used in paragraph 3? See, this is looking for definitions and context. So you're supposed to use the reading to help you define that word. 3, what does the break between paragraphs 8 and 9 indicate? This is a comprehension of writing conventions or punctuation, okay? And then number 4, according to the selection, which example would best support the headline, use it or lose it? Again, they want to see if you understand what the information is that you're getting. And then question 5 is, what is the purpose of the single quotation marks in paragraph 12? That's writing conventions. So they're looking for grammar. This is the reading selection, and I'm going to read it to you very quickly. And we're going to stop. I'm going to pause to sort of go over certain things that I have learned to look for based on reading the questions first. So, from our open response question here, I know that I need to explain how Bu is a supportive granddaughter. So we're gonna sort of make mental note of that. In the kitchen, Hong was poring over the North Bay nugget. Now, our first question was, where are Bu and Hong getting their information from? And it's the North Bay nugget. It doesn't tell you what it is. Bu squinted at the headline, use it or lose it. What does that mean? According to studies her grandfather explained, all older people experience a decline in brain function, but of the people tested, 80% saw improvements with daily cognitive exercises. There's our word cognitive. They wanted us to define it. I should take the study's advice. What kind of advice? Inquired Bu. The researchers recommend thinking tasks. I should do a Sudoku puzzle every day. Hong chuckled, but I'm not sure I have the patience or the math skills. Bu scanned the article's highlights in the sidebar. Seniors who speak at least 2 languages performed 40% better on memory tests. You could brush up on your Cantonese. He nodded. I've been considering joining the Chinese Senior Center again. You could walk there, she pointed in red. Half of all socially active seniors experience mental health benefits. Just getting to that center would also allow you to engage in some exercise. In this reading here, this part, Bu and Hong, who is her grandfather, are having a conversation about how he can improve his cognitive function, and in this last part, they also talk about physical exercise. Now, see these are the 3 asterisks or